nothing really to worry about. As long as you're getting your BODs are down, your total nitrogen is down, it don't really matter. It's just, it's a number. You don't obviously don't want to go much higher than 10,000 because that means you've got to filter a lot more. Your pressures in the system might build up. But a low TMP, low MLSS is not totally a cause concern if all your other parameters are fine. If your ammonia is fine and your BODs, that means the bacteria are eating everything. Uh, so operational issues with increased levels. Like I say, you could have, if your cells are way too high, you can have membrane fouling, increased transmembrane pressures. Your flux would be decreased. You could also higher aeration requirements. If you got too much solids certainly in the system, well, if you want to keep all those bacteria happy, hey, you got to provide more oxygen to keep them happy. Potential for foam formation, yes, that's probably. Reduced nutrient removal efficiency, obviously increased sludge production, increased chemical use. So there are things that you don't want to go too high either. You don't want to go crazy. You don't want to be going above 10,000. That one again. Like I said, they had a lot of sites. So the bacteria, same thing. They have a growth phase where they grow quickly, and then they're kind of sedentary, and uh, then they die. So there's a whole whatever. Like they have a life cycle as well. So you want to keep young bugs in there that eat more. So other topic is this hydraulic residence time. Short HRTs can process more wastewater in less time, but may result in less thorough treatment. So if you got your residence time isn't high enough, your stuff isn't going to be recirculating. You're not going to be able to reduce your BOD and COD because you're just not. There's not enough contact time. Long HRTs allow for more complete treatment, and ability to handle shock, organic or toxic loads, but require a larger bioreactor. So everything's already fixed. So so you really have to balance all these things: HRT, FM, SRTs. It's kind of it's a learning process that you learning how to how often to waste, what concentration of MLS will be the best for your system. So kind of you got all those things. So it's not like, okay, run at 8,000 and run at these flows. It's like, no, it's learning to figure. Okay, we know our system runs best at 7,000 or 6,000 or 9,000. It's kind of you just look at the numbers, the BODs, the ammonias, and all that. Kind of like keep data. If you the more data you have, the better. When you call our guys up, say, okay, they're gonna say, oh, what's that? It's like, oh, we don't keep track of it. Well, kind of, the more data you have on BOD, COD, ammonia on a regular basis, the better it is, to figure out what the problem is. You don't do any testing. It's like the guys, oh, really? Then he'll say, okay, well, we better start testing to figure out what's going on, sort of thing. So the more, especially at the start when everything's being established, the more data you have. Once you think, okay, you're in a rhythm, everything's kind of under control. You know how much water's coming in, and everything kind of is working good. Then you can kind of maybe back off. Labs cost money. Definitely cost money, but especially at the start, you really need to have that data to say, okay, what's going on in the system? What's the best operating parameters for our system? And obviously, then you've got, I don't know, is this a new system? Your piping,
Yeah, everything's brand new.
Oh,
Yeah.
so because old plants, I don't know if you ever know with old plants, you get a rain event, all of a sudden their hydraulic loading goes double, 3 times the load. It's like so, like I say, yeah, it's a combination of HRT, solids retention time, MLSS. There's so many different factors going on. I'm not gonna get into that, but like I say, there's go through. They're all those screens are available. So conclusions: biological treatment uses microorganisms to remove organic matter and nutrients. Critical parameters that must be monitored: BOD or COD, MLSS, pH, DO for effective treatment. Your solids retention time, hydraulic retention time, impact treatment efficiency. Understanding and managing bacterial growth phases optimizes treatment process. Regular monitoring and adjustment of environmental conditions, oxygen, pH, ensure consistent performances. So, like I say, do your labs initially, try to figure out what's going on, what's your BOD, CODs, what's your incoming flow, know those numbers, and then like I say, optimize on the wasting things. What can you control? You can control your wasting. Your pH, your DO. Those are things you. your micro-C, do your cleans. That's the other, if they say, oh, our TMPs are great, the pressures are low. It's like, no, you got to do your cleans so you don't, like you say, if you avoid doing cleans, say, okay, everything's good, all of a sudden, that thing will just skyrocket. Instead of, when you do regular cleans, everything kind of stays steady for a longer period of time. There's a whole thing on nutrient removal. I'm just going to quickly, so the nutrient, there's phosphorus. There's no addition here. It looks like we're not adding any aluminum or anything to remove phosphorus, so there obviously must not be anything. The nutrient removal that we're looking at is the ammonia. So the bugs do need a certain amount of ammonia, but obviously we have in wastewater, we have excessive ammonia, so that's why we're doing the denitrification, nitrification in the aerobic zone. We're adding N2, adding oxygen that creates NO3 and NO2, so that creates the nitrates. Those nitrates are then recirculated around, and then we have the anoxic zones, pre and post anoxic zones, where those nitrates are removed, and micro-C helps that process. So that's what the micro-C is for, is to help in that denitrification. It needs a carbon source, those bacteria, or to convert the NO2 and NO3 to N2 and O2, and that goes up into the nitrates are removed by the denitrifying bacteria, and carbon source to N2 and O2 go up in the air, and that's how you remove your nitrogen. So if you have too much oxygen, you won't get any nitrogen removal, because the conditions aren't there for them to work. They're just going to do the easy path. So, and like I say, the micro-C is key to this. I know every time I go to we started adding micro-C, and all of a sudden total nitrogen's down. So I don't know, it's basically a methanol, but with some I don't know what they add to it to make it non-explosive. It's methanol. The old way they just use methanol, but you have to have a whole explosion-proof room, and all your electrical stuff has to be explosion-proof, because that stuff was pretty volatile. But they added something to methanol to make them call it micro-C, and cost a fortune.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of you're not adding any alum or anything like that, so I guess the phosphorus must not be high.